Hello, Anna. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being here and for briefly sharing your incredible journey with us. We're so incredibly happy and proud and delighted with how far you've come and with getting to work together with you. So just before we get started, if you want to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, where you live.
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Ana, Ana Maria. I am from Colombia, Bogota, Colombia, but I have been living here in Texas for more than 20 years. I came here initially to continue my training in medicine. I am a pediatrician and I came to train as a pediatrician, and since then I have been here in the US and I work in a children's hospital, and it's a busy job, but I love what I do, and that's it.
Fantastic, wonderful. So the first question, just to kind of create the context for this, I would like to ask you, if you were to score your health and well-being before we started working together, from 0 to 10, what kind of score would you give to it before you embarked on the shift?
Yes, I think that's like a tricky question, because when I first started working with you, I thought that my health and well-being were at a higher place. But when I started working with you, I realized that my scores were actually lower. So really, I think that I started with my health and well-being scores being around 4, more or less.
Yeah. And that happens to many people, is they become present actually with the reality of their circumstances. And after you did 6 months on a one-on-one shift with us, after those 6 months, if you were to score your health and well-being overall, where have you gotten to?
Well, I am in a 6, which is still low, but much better than the way I was. And this is kind of like a work in progress. There's a lot for improvement.
Yes.
So I still continue working on all the aspects of health and well-being.
Absolutely. And well done for your honesty and authenticity in acknowledging where you're at, but also well done for improving of 2 solid points. That's an incredible improvement. 6 out of 10 is definitely better than 4 out of 10, especially given the relatively short period of time, because us, we like to think that a year is the bare minimum to really achieve the results that we're after. We're not just looking for temporary change, we're looking for real transformation. So the fact that in half a year you made such an improvement shows that the next year will be even better for you. That's brilliant. So what made you interested in our work? Why did you decide to work with us, Whole Shift Wellness?
Well, I have met you before, right? And I think that I have met you and Eugene several years ago. I want to say 8 or 10 years ago, when you were teaching yoga here in Texas. And I loved taking classes with both of you. And then we reconnected. I believe that it was in 2019 when you came to Texas and you give us like a seminar about well-being, and basically you introduced us here in Texas to the concept of the shift, the wellness shift. And we talk about the tripod theory, the fitness, the mind, and the nutrition part. So I remember that I loved listening to you, and I realized that maybe I wasn't being as healthy as I was, and I needed to do some work. But at the end of that, I felt, okay, I'm busy, I'm doing what I can.
Right.
But then last year, during the pandemic, that was last year when I saw you and I got an invitation to participate in this program. And it was the perfect time, because with the pandemic going on, life became busier, and I have a lot going on in my life.
Yes.
So it was like a good moment to start this program and to try to improve my health in all the aspects.
Absolutely. So the seed was planted when you came to the webinar in Texas, and then when the time became right, you knew that was the answer for you.
Yeah.
So what problems were you trying to solve? What were your frustrations when we first started working together?
Yes, basically I was feeling very busy. My life was just too much going on with the pandemic at work, but also the news around the world, the political situations, all the drama because of the pandemic. And I'm working in infectious disease, so I had the work going on. And my mind was just very busy. It was going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. Just too much going on, and I was very anxious and stressed. And on top of that, with COVID, all my family had COVID at home back in Colombia. And unfortunately, my father didn't survive that. And that was that caused a lot of hurt in my life.
Yeah.
Because he died by himself. And that was tough. That made things much worse. So we happened to reconnect right at that time, and I felt that that's what I needed. I needed to start working on dealing with the grief process and dealing with the stress in life and the busyness.
Beautiful. I mean, it's sad how it happened. Of course, nobody would wish that upon anybody. But sometimes it's when we deal with big events in our life, such as grief and extreme circumstances, such as the pandemic, and I applaud you for it, we can turn it into an opportunity to reassess our values and actually go like, you know what, I'm actually gonna change things, and I'm actually gonna start taking care of, reshifting my priorities and making time for this now. Now is the best time. So that's wonderful. Well done. And so what are the areas where the work that we did together had the greatest positive impact? Like what are some of the greatest things that you achieved from working together with us?
No, everything, No, yeah, really, because I like the concept of working all these three aspects of life, So the fitness part has been very important. Because it improves the physical and the mental health, but also it makes you feel better about yourself.
Yes.
Because that part, right? But it goes beyond that. It's not just that. It just makes you feel stronger and more confident, and you just feel better. You just feel that you are doing the right thing for your body and for your health. But then the nutrition part has been also amazing. I have been learning a lot of new things. And this was the biggest surprise to me, because I always thought that I was already eating healthy and that I was doing as best as I could. But when I started working with you, I realized that I needed to improve my diet habits, and I needed to try to work on eating more a plant-based diet. And this has been challenging, but at the same time fascinating. And it's been nice, because when I eat more plant-based diet, I feel better during the day. I have less cravings. And what's been also very nice is that I got to drop few extra pounds that I had never been able to drop in the longest time, and I am now in my ideal weight. So that's pretty nice. It makes me feel very well. And the mindfulness part, the meditation part, has been amazing, has been great, and it has an impact. It has had an impact in every aspect of my life, at work, with my family, with my friends. It has helped me to slow down and be more in the present time. And one of the problems that I had during the pandemic, and that was that I was just constantly on the go, and I was just doing, and acting like a robot. Yes. But with this meditation practice, I had been able to slow down and try to be more present and more focused. And I'm not saying that everything is now back to normal, but back to being perfect. I still have times in which I'm super busy and feel that I'm acting like a robot, but at least I'm more aware of that, and I'm more, like I have more understanding of what I need to do when that's happening to kind of stop the process.
Absolutely.
So that's been great.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I'm hearing that almost like the shift has brought forth incredible results in your personal life, but also the repercussions have gone beyond just yourself, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like literally, the positive effect of the shift go beyond just the individual, essentially.
Yes. And in this, like one of my goals for 2021 was to become more compassionate, right, with everybody. But then with all of these, I realized that I needed to be more compassionate with myself in order to be more compassionate with everybody around me. And working in this program has helped me to work on that much better, you know.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's a powerful message. So I'm going to ask you this question now. It's an unusual question, but I'm thinking, if you were to give a monetary value to some of these benefits that you have achieved, what would you value them at? Like if you were buying them off the shelf, if you were buying this new mindset off the shelf, or if you were buying this new nutrition, or if you were buying this new, even just this new lighter weight, or this new approach in your work, like how much do you think they would be worth in money?
Yes, no, this is priceless, you know, but to me, it's one of the best investments that I have made in my life. I turned 50 years this year, which is a big birthday, and I do understand that I needed to make this shift, you know. I needed to work on being better, you know, on coming out with my best version of myself in this life. And that way, it's not only good for me, but also good for the people around me, my friends, my family, my co-workers, and in my case, my patients. So it has repercussions in the entire
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That matters so much to us, and well done for making the shift.
That's important. That was key to stay in track and to be accountable for myself. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then the final question is, who would you recommend the shift to and why?
No, I think that I would recommend this to anybody because we all need to work in coming out with the best version of ourselves in this life. Life is too short, and we need to try to make the best of it, you know, again, for us, for ourselves, but also for the people around us. Everything is imperfect, you know, and we need to try to be present as much as possible in every single moment of our lives. So that way, life doesn't go by like nothing. But also being part of this program is important because it helps us to stay healthy and to stay healthy for as long as possible. From the physical point of view, but also from the mental point of view, you know. And watching like my father dying, and now watching like my mom going into the early phases of dementia also makes you more aware of life in general, of what life is. Yeah. And again, I guess that what I want to say, what I'm trying to say is that by making the shift and trying to be healthier, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to stay healthier for longer.
Beautiful. And you will, and that's exactly the work that you're doing. And it's sad that it has to come that way, but it's good that you're leveraging the experience of seeing the decline in health of your parents as a motivation to prevent that as much as you can in your own life, and do the best that you can. It's not about perfection, but knowing that you've taken the best actions that you could at that time to avoid falling down the same traps, essentially, so that we can continue to be better and better, every generation a little bit better than the next. Thank you, Anna, for being so transparent and so open and so authentic in sharing your incredible story with us. Thank you for the work that you do, especially for the work that you've done through the pandemic and are continuing to do through the pandemic, because obviously as a health professional, as a doctor, you have seen the brunt of it more than many others. And again, super well done for the amazing work so far and for staying with us still. Now you're on the 12 months ultimate shift with us. So you're continuing this amazing journey. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.